Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Unite Inside. I am so happy to have you here back again at my channel. And in this video, as you can see, this is going to be lesson one when it comes to self-healing. And what I want to do in this video is introduce a little bit of an understanding about emotions and how they work, because if we are going to be involved in self-healing and our awareness journey, we really have to understand our emotions. And in this video, I'm making it so that I can show you the very importance of emotions and tending to them and looking at them, seeing them, feeling them, being able to give them space to move through you, and also valuing their purpose, because there is a purpose to why you experience emotion. And this is what this lesson is going to be about. So let's begin. I want to begin by giving you a little bit of how other people normally in society see emotions. Most people see emotions as a part of us, but at the same time, a part of us that we, it isn't really that important, or maybe immature, or even like um, secondary, or okay, we have it, we're humans, we have, even though we are not humans, but um, most people think this, that yeah, we are humans and we do have um, feelings, but it isn't really, we shouldn't listen to feelings, you shouldn't base your life on feelings, and all those things that most people say about emotions. And I know that this might sound very different than other people and what they tell you about emotion, but I am here to tell you that it is very important to value emotions and to also give them space for your life and to even depend on them to take some decisions in your life, and also even like to understand yourself and to dig even deeper into your own awareness journey and your own um, discovery. When you are starting to discover who you are, emotions are actually a very solid evidence that will show you a lot about yourself. It will give you a lot of information that will actually end up showing you things that you really need to work on, or even like limitations that you are creating within yourself. And emotions are actually beliefs. When we dig into an emotion that we feel all the time, that emotion is actually coming from a belief that we have in our subconscious mind. And that's why it's important to care about our feelings. It's because the state that you are in actually attracts and manifests your reality. When you feel a certain way, when you feel really happy, really joyful, it's actually in this moment, it is helping you to everything that is in alignment with that state that you are in is going to start to gravitate towards you more and more. And so that's how you live a really beautiful and good and fulfilling life, versus if you have emotions of depression, sadness, guilt, shame, um, unmotivated, all those really deep rooted and not so, we call them negative emotion, or we label them as negative emotion, low vibrations. They actually manifest your reality and also manifest things that you don't want in your reality. And so that's one reason why it is important to care about our feelings. And the second reason why it's important to care about them is because in your own healing journey, awareness journey, spiritual journey, whatever you want to call it, just a journey back to yourself, a journey where you know who you are, you know why you're here, you know what you're doing in this life, and you know what your purpose is, and you are very clear about those things. And there are types of people where someone will be very connected to who they are, really happy, really knows who they are. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're happy, they're alive, and versus someone that is feeling very lost, feeling like I don't know what I'm doing here, what's happening, a lot of confusion. And normally, this person that experiences a lot of confusion in trying to understand themselves and what they're supposed to be doing in their life can actually be a person that ignores their emotions. It can be a person that is actively pushing away those deep rooted feelings that we feel, and therefore pushing parts of themselves away that are trying to show them some things about themselves that are very important to come into um, interaction with so that you can have the life that you desire. And so, when you see someone that is so happy and connected and passionate, it is mostly because they know how to tune into themselves, which means also their emotions. They know how to listen to themselves. They know how to um, understand which parts of them are telling them to go ahead and do certain things because it will make them feel alive, it will make them feel happy, versus what other things that make them feel bad and low vibrational and not really that confident or that good about themselves. And also, when this person goes deeper into themselves, it actually helps them to identify which blockages, which parts of themselves they need to look at that are actually operating as a blockage in their life. Because what we go through in our life, and when we are beginning to experience life, we go through so many experiences that cause us to either feel good about ourselves and believe good things about ourselves, or believe bad things about ourselves and beliefs that are not really true about ourselves. I am not worthy. I don't deserve to be happy. I am a weirdo. I don't have a lot of money. I don't necessarily um, manifest good things. I'm unlucky. All those really um, not helpful, limiting beliefs that are in the subconscious mind that actually hurt you in your life and don't contribute to you creating the life that you really want. They can come out as emotions, they can come out as feelings, and we need to know and learn how to approach those emotions the right way, how to um, tend to our needs, our emotional needs, in the best way possible that will help us to actually end up aligning with that more healed version of ourselves, a more stable version of ourselves, a more aligned version of ourselves. Have you ever seen someone that has so much pain in their life, just so much drama and, let's say, misfortune? Like, it's almost like they're unlucky. And have you ever seen the way they deal with those emotions? Like, if you just observe, if this person is someone that's close to you, you'll realize they overeat, or they maybe like drink so much, or they play video games a lot. There's some form of emotional they're dismissing their emotions that they're doing every day, instead of meditating and going inward, and actually whenever you have an emotion, going deeper into it, instead of like, you know, not caring about it. And it can sound like it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to just ignore your emotion. It's a lot more, you know, it's a lot more practical to just like work or like do stuff instead of actually going inward and dealing with your emotions. And I'm here to tell you that this needs to change if we really want to have the life that we want, and also to experience less chaos, less disturbances. If you are someone that deals with a lot of uh, depression or overthinking, whatever it is, I want to tell you that it's actually because they are feelings that are trying to come out. They're trying to get expressed. They're trying to express themselves. Emotions are this really this energy in motion. That's what emotions are. Emotions are energy in motion, which means that they are constantly changing, constantly, um, they're finding other ways of um, coming out, and what they really want, what they really, really need from you, because they are here for you. Your emotions, you will never have an emotion if it wasn't important for you to have that emotion to begin with. If it wasn't serving a purpose, if it wasn't helping you in either realizing what you're doing that you can change so that you can have a better life, or they're here so that they can connect you back to yourself, back to your passion, back to your to source that you came from. They are never here to hurt you. They are never something that you can just look at and think, this is just an emotion. I don't need to feel it. I don't need to care about it. I don't need to um, realize anything about it. I'm here to tell you, yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you don't know how many things you can actually be not, not experiencing in your life and not figuring out about yourself that can actually be creating a lot of hurt in your life just because you don't want to feel those emotions, just because you refuse to feel them. What I'm saying here is that tending to your emotions, tending to your needs is actually the key. It can be a key that you have within yourself that anybody can do. And I know it's not easy. It isn't easy. And I want to tell you something. That's why not a lot of people have the life that they desire. Not a lot of people figure out how to actually manifest the right way. It's all because doing this can be hard. As we know, emotions can be very disturbing, they can be very intense, very uncomfortable, and it's hard. It's more of like work, to just sit with them and feel them. And a lot of people would rather ignore them. And those same people that are ignoring them, if you look at their life and the way they're living their life, you'll see how much chaos they're experiencing. You'll see how much drama they're experiencing. You'll see how much trauma they're recreating every day, only because they don't want to heal the trauma that they have experienced before. We have people experiencing abuse every day. We have people not happy, not joyful. We have people not in their source mode, not filled with love, not filled with energy. We have people drained, chronic depression, chronic diseases. What do you think these chronic diseases come from? They come from a certain emotion that you have ignored, suppressed, denied, disowned, pushed away. You don't want to look at. You think it's going to go away. It doesn't go away. Emotions always find another form to inform you the things that they need to tell you, you know? And I just want to give you an example. I want to give you an example so that this really is making sense. Imagine that there is a person, a guy that has a job, and they have a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions that they're suppressing, bottling them up. Society tells them to not care about it, to not really be as interested in those emotions because it is a waste of time. You can't just sit down and feel your emotions. You can't really do any inner work or interactions with your feelings. It's not really that important in society. What's important is you have to make money, you have to pay rent, you have to um, you know whatever the things that you feel like you need to do or you're obligated to do that are activating your fight or flight mode, that are activating your nervous system to feel very anxious to the point that you now just feel like you have to just do what you're supposed to do or something bad is going to happen. And that is basically fear. Your actions start to be guided by fear. It starts to be like this is your motivation, is fear. Fear is your motivation, which is a horrible thing. You should never have fear as your motivation because it always ends up with a disaster. And that's what we're going to see in this story that I'm telling you. So this person goes to work every day and comes back. They have this routine and their life is very boring. They feel like they are living this robotic life. It's almost like they're a robot every day. They don't really experience any pleasures. They don't really make a lot of money, more than they can, like as much money as they want, or as much money as they really, to the point that they can go on vacations and they can really, um, buy all the things that they really need and want, or have all the pleasure, or let's say, um, all the beautiful experiences they would really want to have, and have this like abundance of money. They make a paycheck, they have a paycheck that they have every month, and it only helps them to get food and get around, and get pay rent or whatever that they need to do. But even though they are getting by, even though they are safe, they're not happy. And in fact, this person might be filled with anger, filled with anxiety, filled with upset. They are a very grumpy person. They just don't like the world. They always complain. They're in traffic, yelling at other people. There's just like this really intense feeling, and life starts to feel very dramatic and very, um just not fun, and this person just looks forward to the weekends to just do nothing and sit all day and eat junk food and watch movies, whatever, that they don't even care about, and there is no purpose in their life. But there is a lot of feelings, a lot of intuitive emotions that come up through that anger that they feel every day, through that anxiety. It's like it's telling them something. It is trying to inform them that this is not the life that they really want to be involved in. This is not really what their heart really wants. And maybe there is the anger feeling is basically saying, when you have an anger that rises up, sometimes it's basically saying like, enough is enough. I want better. I deserve better. It's the part of you that says to you, I deserve better. I need to experience, I deserve to experience happiness and freedom and a life that I actually enjoy. I don't deserve to be experiencing being in a job that I really don't like, or that makes me feel horrible, or that drained my energy, or whatever it is. But this person keeps bottling up those emotions and keeps working and keeps going into the same routine and keeps feeling the same emotions, keeps feeling the same anger, anxiety. Maybe the anxiety is telling this person that you are literally crossing your own boundaries. You are not, if the person just listened to their own emotions, to their own feelings for a minute, they will realize that this part of them is telling them, I don't want to be in this place. What I want to do right now, what you're doing is you're stretching me too much. And what you're doing is you're draining my energy, and what I want to do right now is I want space, or I want relaxation, or I want um, something that will help me to um, get back to my actual feeling of joy and passion and light. And that's why, but like being in that pain and being in that stress constantly and not listening to the feelings that are coming up for you, that can actually be warning signs. Sometimes those feelings that we have are warning us. They're telling us, if you don't stop, something bad is going to happen. If you don't stop, something horrible is going to happen. Like there will be consequences because you're not on the right path. A lot of times we feel these emotions and we think, this is really not coming from the highest part of me. And it might not look like it is, because it may look like anger or frustration or sadness, but still there is a part of us that is expressing something that is very valuable that you might not see. And I want to tell you, this person might end up with chronic depression. This person might reach a point where they either have some chronic disease, like depression, or even like fatigue. And then we wonder, like, what's wrong? This person was so good. They went to work every day. It's just like out of nowhere now that they can't do anything. I'll tell you why. Their body have had enough. Their soul have had enough. Because I want to tell you something. When you choose to do something that is not in the same path that you need to be in alignment with your soul, when you do that for so long, when you do that for an amount of time, like for years, for example, and you are in that stress and you ignore it, you feel the stress, you feel the anger, you feel the sadness, you feel the depression, whatever it is, and you ignore those feelings, you don't look at them, you don't meditate, you don't journal, you don't talk, you don't interact with these emotions, what happens is that you end up in a position where these emotions have manifested into something deeper, into an actual illness. I'm here to tell you illnesses that come from your body, even cancer, horrible illnesses that no one would ever wish on anybody, those illnesses come from emotions of powerlessness, sadness, hurt, betrayal that has not been processed, that went unpacked, that nobody has ever packed, that nobody has ever opened up and released, and they make you sick. This is serious. They make you so sick. And then you wonder, why am I sick? What's happening with me out of nowhere? What did I do in my life? This is what you did. It is not a punishment, but it is an even bigger warning to show you that you need to stop. And sometimes if we don't stop, the universe finds a way, your higher self finds a way to get you to stop physically, to actually stop, to actually reach a point where you're like, I cannot do anything. I just can't do it because I have been ignoring myself and going in the opposite direction of who I am for so long. I have been holding it in for so long. I have been bottling it up for too long that now those emotions don't go anywhere. They just manifest differently. They can manifest as diseases, like I said, or even like mental health issues, outbursts. They come out very differently. Sometimes you can even become someone that is extremely, um, you know, maybe you have like headaches out of nowhere. And when you start doing that, you have to pay attention to your emotions. It is very important, and we don't want it to get into that point. We never do. We don't want it to get into that point. It is so important to care about our emotions. It is very, very valuable to do that. And so, in this video, I just want to give you some ways in which you can actually care about your feelings and emotions. I want to show you in which ways you can actually interact with them. Because what we want to do is we want to find a way to create that safe space within ourselves where we can actually let emotions move through us, express themselves to us, and where we are aware of our emotions constantly. And so, how can you install this practice in your life? What we can do is at least every day, or it doesn't have to be every day, but at least whenever you feel that you have so many emotions and you can feel them coming up, you have to get into the habit of becoming aware of them, aware of your emotions every day. Get into the habit of tuning in and stopping for a minute whenever you feel something coming up, and instead of, because what happens is that we have this habit of every time we feel an emotion, what we want to do is we want to distract. We want to feel better. We want to do something that will make us feel better, that will distract us, that will put us in a different, um, feeling, in a different um, mental state. But what we want to do is we want to not do that. We want to not distract. And so start training yourself to not distract yourself. Start training yourself to instead, whenever you have an emotion, tune into it. And I know sometimes, like I said, emotions can be very uncomfortable. And especially because if you had parents that used to numb their emotions, if they numb their emotions and they can't deal with their emotions because that muscle of feeling, being able to just like hold space and feel, they haven't been exercising it because it's like a muscle, you know? To hold, how much space can you hold for yourself can actually be trained. For someone that haven't been able to sit with their emotions for so long, they're gonna feel that it's unbearable. It's going to be unbearable for you to just sit with your emotions for 10 minutes. That's why meditation can be very hard, or people can say boring. It's not really boring. What's happening is that the body is getting impatient and uncomfortable with these emotions, and the mechanism, the mechanism of the mind is to just like push it away and distract and find something different to do because it wants to survive and it thinks that that's the way to do it. But I want to tell you, you have to operate from your soul. And what needs to be important is that you are able to hold space for every part of you, for every part of you, for all the feelings that you have within yourself. because they all matter and they all have something that they need to tell you. And especially if you are really experiencing mental health issues, you must do this. So, what I want you to do is every time you feel an emotion, you stop, you close your eyes, you put your hand on wherever you feel the feeling, and then you stay there with that feeling for at least a few seconds. And you just tell yourself, what am I feeling? All you do is you notice and you become aware of what you are feeling. That's all. If it's like anxiety or too intense, too uncomfortable, breathe. If it's sadness, go ahead and give yourself a hug while you're allowing yourself to feel that sadness. Wherever you have that feeling of uncomfortable emotions, that you feel that it's tense or trying to pull away, trying to distract, trying to push away, whatever it is, go into that place where this type of tightness is happening and relax it. Consciously relax this part. Feel it relaxing more and more while the feeling is there. And breathe. What we're doing here, we're practicing presence, which I will be explaining more in the next video. What this does, just practicing presence with your body, it actually helps your body to calm down. It helps your body to become more safe, to feel more safe. It helps it to calm down because it's the opposite. When you practice these relaxations, breathing, being with your body, aware of your body, aware of your emotions, you ask, how do I feel? What's happening in my feelings? This actually helps you to feel, helps your body, your nervous system to calm down and feel more safe. And therefore, it stops being in a fight or flight mode. And then when you continue, you go on with your day, you're more relaxed, you're thinking more clearly, you perform better, and also you prevent yourself from getting experiencing burnout or getting into some intense level of fight or flight, because a lot of times when you are so into fight or flight and your body just doesn't have a way of resting, you don't rest your body, you don't stop and breathe, you don't stop and feel your emotions, you don't stop and be with your body. When you are being with your body, like I said, it's a practice that helps your body to feel safe, because when you are not being with your body, that is a signal that there's something unsafe. That's why you're not looking into your body. But when you are in your body, it gives your mind that feeling of safety, that okay, I wouldn't, it gives it this feeling of, yes, I am safe. I am safe, because if I wasn't safe, I would be running away, I would be thinking somewhere else. So because of that, it calms down, and that's something that is very important to do. Okay, it's extremely important to be able to do this, to calm your body down, and also just be able to be face to face with your emotions and feel them, and just become a little bit more aware of them. And then you can, like I said, you can go on with your day. And if you do this every day for at least 10 seconds, this really helps you. It really helps your body to start transforming into a different stage. to start to actually become more calm and regulated. Okay? And therefore, you're going to start to feel more when this happens. And don't be scared, because a lot of emotions will come up a lot more when you start to finally relax your body. And you might need to rest more. You might feel like sleeping, and let yourself sleep if that's how you feel. You might feel like just laying in bed for hours. And actually, that's good. When you are doing this type of work, it doesn't mean something bad. It means that your body and your nervous system is finally getting to rest after being exhausted in that fight or flight stage, and just being very tense all the time, which will actually be, you know what that does, like that really, that stress, it actually affects your immune system. That's why you might be more likely to catch a cold or something horrible. That's what I'm talking about, like you have to really take care of your emotions, okay? And this is what I'm teaching you here. I love you so much. And this is really what I want to call as my movement to actually have to help the world to realize that this is something that is very related to a lot of our problems and issues in life. And if we want freedom from it, we have to approach it from within. Okay, so I love you so much, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. In the next video, we will talk about more of emotions and topics about healing, self-healing, and we will eventually get into how to actually practically um, practice self-healing on yourself. Okay, I love you so much, and I hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you very soon.